Huh? Hey, I'm tryna win. I'm tryna win in the 716 and I'm making it big. I wanna live. I think I'm ready to
redo. Okay. One of those.
Yo, what's good, man? It's the Easy Pinchot podcast with your one and only host, Glory Boy, here with another special part 2 with
Dotty Maylee.
I know this is an amazing part 2 because a lot has been happening.
A lot.
So finally we're back again. So let's get it going. And my first question is, what's your importance to the community of Buffalo?
So starting off, I actually was the community outreach coordinator at Delaware Soccer Club, and my partnerships that I made with a lot of local nonprofits and local businesses really helped me share what I did with my business, Ohgoodie, making custom goodie bags and gift baskets in the community, partnering those two together.
Wow, that's amazing. So from just doing the goodie bag and so on. So what came first besides just a goodie bag?
Goodie bags started first with about 12 years ago. Kids want those bags at the birthday party. None of my friends wanted to make them. Right. Being a teacher, I know what kids like and what they want. So I started off with those, and it's really grown over the past 12 years with weddings, corporate events, and things like that. So it's a great way for me to showcase a lot of my small business friends and highlighting what they do and giving them an area to market all within our goodie bags and gift baskets in the area.
Nice. And I remember we had a conversation where you mentioned that the reason why you kind of started your business was because parents did not accept gifts from other kids coming. Like, for example, they would just bring like a lot of sweets or whatever, and parents would just say, you know what, nah,
they just they didn't want to do it either, right?
Exactly.
So it's a product of need and want. So
right. That's amazing. That's amazing. And also, when you started the goodie bag, how was it like at first? Like, did you get a lot of supports from parents?
Yeah,
and
a lot of
business booming.
And as a busy parent, you're multitasking, working full time, taking care of all the kids. You want to have all these nice things, but you don't have the time to do it. So it's really it's a business that's created out of need, that people would like to have those things, but they don't necessarily have the time to do it. And it's something that I really enjoy doing. So it's nice to know that you're lending a hand and giving them something that they want to be able to provide.
Right. And which area of Buffalo did you first started doing your orders and stuff like that?
What I love about Buffalo is it's truly the 20-minute city,
20 minutes. That's a good way to say it. 20 minutes. I tell people, bro, Buffalo, if I want to go here, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and everything is so fast. But when I go to different cities, it feels like so long.
Yeah, you really get stuck in traffic. Like the water tower is our biggest problem half the time, right? But,
right.
You drive fast enough to get there in that time period.
Right. No, it makes sense. And then just delivering.
So throughout all over Western New York, and then I just plan out logistics of where I live, where I teach, and I just make sure I plan things accordingly for deliveries and pickups and all that kind of stuff. So it's really kind of great for any of my vendors to be able to have that ability and accessibility all around the area.
Exactly.
And Buffalo's a great word of mouth community. People hear about it. I don't have to pay for advertising. People hear about it, and that's really like the best part about Buffalo. Somebody knows somebody. If you need something, you can ask for it. And that's what's really great about our community.
But do you think that is still the same thing? Because before, Buffalo was the city of good neighbors, where people, like you just said, they would just tell someone about your business and so on. Do you think today it's still the same exact thing?
I think it has, and I think there's a lot of great people out there. You just have to find them. I tend to be a magnet, like meeting with you, of just finding that good energy and finding people that you can connect with. I think the city is full of gems out there.
That's amazing. I mean, shout out to Buffalo, though, because me coming here, and the first thing that introduced me to Buffalo was snow.
So welcome.
So, but yeah, and I wanted to ask you throughout your business, though, how you started and so on, did you have a team of people? Because I know it's so busy driving all over the place. Like, were you the person that would make the goodie bags and you will have someone just deliver for you? Or
it's a one-stop shop here. It's me.
Wow.
And so you wear a lot of hats, and that's what I really think I enjoy. There's certain parts of it that I enjoy more than others,
right.
And eventually when I retire from teaching, I'm definitely going to be doing this full blown and the hope and the goal would be to expand from there. But as of right now, I'm just utilizing my kids and putting them to work. But also at the same time, teaching them lifelong lessons of, what work ethic looks like for them and what they should be able to do if they put their heart to it.
That's it. Just like how your parents used to kind of like push you and kind of show you exactly how life really is. That nothing is really handed to you. Yeah. You have to work your way up.
Yeah, and they've seen that whole process over the past 12 years, and they've pitched in during the pandemic. I had huge orders. I went national with an order for Elderwood, and I couldn't have anybody come over because it's, pandemic, so
national.
Everybody get in.
Or like what's the farthest have you ever, like, shipped your order?
So definitely all throughout the country, California out that way, but it was really cool. During the pandemic, Elderwood wanted to thank their nurses. And, shipping and things was really hard, and they wanted to be able to support a local organization. And so me being that middle woman for that, I basically curated a bunch of different small business vendors, was able to highlight them and be able to showcase our city all over the country and do a good job of thanking their staff.
Right. And also I like to talk about some of the issues that you might have faced throughout your business, the goodie bags and so on. Because I know that was your first business that you kind of like started off with, and you enjoyed doing it. Like, what were some of the most difficult part of it that you kind of like faced, and how did you manage to kind of like overcome all of those stuff?
It's constantly a juggling match, right? There's some things, and there's only so much time in the day. And as somebody who works crazy hours, I have a full-time job. I take care of my kids, go to the sporting events, and I maintain a business. You just have to learn how to manage your time. And so there's some things that will just have to wait until tomorrow. You know what I mean? And so operating as a one-person business is definitely one of the challenges that I have to seek as much help. I have to work as smart as I can with my time and capitalize on that. And it's really just taught me a lot of lessons on how to be efficient with my time and how I use it and who I use it with.
Exactly. And let's talk about, I want to pull a little bit about just being a minority. Like, did you also face some problems being there, like in terms of like people supporting you? They would kind of like second guess it or stuff like that.
And so as being a woman of color, I think I relate a lot and I connect, and I make sure I treat everybody equally with the respect that they deserve. And that's just something that I seek out with people. Honestly, I don't really know if people look at that part of it, right? Or if I don't know, maybe it's better that I don't. I always just make sure I show everybody love and I show them the support, and I hope that I get that in return.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We can't control what other people do. We can only control what we do. And just
what we do, that's it.
Being that role model for other people, and I hope that we inspire people to do great things, because that kind of energy is what we're about.
That's a great way to say it, Like, we can't control what other people do, but we can control what we do, because if you allow them to control what you're doing, then they're in control of you.
Right. And I don't want to give anybody that kind of power.
You don't want that. That's too much power.
Yeah.
That's too much power. And then from the goodie bags, let's talk about your next business. Like, what was next after that?
Segueing into that, again, I've met so many great people in the community. Okay. And when Tisha Parker of Rooted in Love, she runs a nonprofit on the East Side, Community Fridge, giving out produce to people who need it on the East Side. She and I have been friends for a while and connected on community events, and she asked me to take part in a vision that she had of, she knows how I operate, she knows the kind of community that I've created. She tapped two other amazing women, Joaria Tahir and Tina Anderson of Creative Juices. She runs a marketing and event planning business. Between the four of us, we're the Walking UN. We have an amazing pool of supporters and people who believe in us, and we realized that we wanted to create something for women, all women, who run nonprofits, are small business owners, who may be in corporate America, and unite and work together to help uplift and support each other. And it's something that the four of us collected on our own have done, and now we want to be able to pull that together to create a safe space for women to help empower each other and support each other, no matter what.
I like how you put the Walking UN.
Yeah.
And then, so it's too much diversity within your group.
Yeah. That's what's nice about us is there are so many groups out there. Shout out to them. They're doing their thing, and it's amazing. What we have and what we've created, I think, is a unique thing of, we want to be inclusive. And, as a teacher, as a coach, as a role model for people, I hate seeing people sit out and get left out.
Exactly.
And so there have been gentlemen who came to our launch party to support us, and you know what? We're about that. That's great. There's power in numbers.
Right. And then you mentioned a gentleman, so you guys also allow men to kind of like play a part. And
Right. And I think that's an important conversation to have because there's so many people who are like, "No, why would you include men? Why do they deserve a seat at the table?"
She
right?
connects and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Why would you include
I got a couple of honorary members of She Connects that, you know what, we don't discriminate. So
Don't discriminate.
as long as you're supporting us and you have good intentions, come on in.
That's it. That's amazing. And also throughout your, like your team members and so on, how is the relationship, and how do you guys manage to kind of like stay together? Because I know
Right.
a lot of times when you have team members, there's
Right.
a lot of things that could happen. There's
It's a lot.
conflict, there's this, there's that,
Right.
but like how do you guys manage? And also communication.
Yeah, so we're pretty great communicators. We all are powerhouses in our own
Okay.
right? We're running businesses, we're raising families. Juaria just had a baby this week, so, you know, we definitely allow ourselves some grace for that part of it, and people are understanding of that. But we have a lot of great ideas and great things coming forward for us down the road, so we're excited to be able to roll that out and share.
What are some of them, the ideas if you
Little
don't
sneak
mind?
peeks over there, yeah. We have a couple, and so at our launch party we had on May 19th, it was great. We polled people, like, what are you looking for? And a lot of us have been to different networking events, right?
Right.
There's things that we like about them, and there are things that we dread and we do not want to partake in them. And so just getting a good sense of what the people would really like and for us to be able to provide
Okay.
has been really neat. So we're going to have a bunch of different little series. One of them that we're really excited about is Shit You Don't Know. Partnering up with hopefully our friends at West Her, Rhonda from West Her Cares was able to chat with us and hoping be able to provide and empower women to, you don't have to know everything, but it's nice to be able to know basic stuff that you should know along the way, and if you don't know them, a safe space to provide to teach. What we had talked about was our time is really precious and valuable. So when we are going to get together to do things, it needs to be purposeful. We need to walk away feeling I got something out of it.
I got something out of it,
And really
right.
be able to connect in a different way, right? We constantly juggle and multitask things. So if I'm able to learn a different skill and network and share and showcase what I do and what I want to do in the community, that's a win-win for me.
All right, that's true. That's true. And my other question I wanted to ask you, because this is a movement that's not just empowering just women itself, but also men can also participate and so on. Because you
It's a
include
community-based type
everyone.
of thing,
you know. And so, like when it comes to like the young girls within the community, have some of them come to you guys and kind of like want to be part of the group and asking for advice on how can we do this, do that.
Yeah, so one of my partners, Tina Anderson, actually runs a creative kids entrepreneurial group.
Okay.
And so she right there, and me as a teacher, we're instilling that in the young kids and next generation every day when we do those types of things. And I think it's really an important role as role models to be able to showcase that and provide a safe space. I'm naturally a mentor to anybody who wants to learn or do anything.
Okay.
We have She Connects for a reason, right? Like, we know people. If we don't, we'll find somebody to connect you and help and better empower yourself.
That's it. She connects. You
Yeah.
know, if you're looking for a way to connect with other people, you know,
Yeah.
join them. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's one way to kind of like get seen and get that exposure. That
Right.
you deserve.
Yeah, and we had people who didn't even own businesses, but we're here to support new
Right.
businesses that are starting out. It's really hard out there when you don't know what you're doing. To have a safe space and feel comfortable asking somebody, like, how do I even start this? We may not have all the answers, but we'll be able to guide you and find somebody who can help you along the way.
Nah,
as
that's
well,
true. That's
you
true.
know?
Was it like difficult for you guys to kind of like start off your team? 'Cause, I mean,
No.
it's a lot of we could put this in the perspective of systematic. How can I say inequality and so on. So
Right.
like when it comes to like women, we know that women don't really get as much opportunities as men because
Right.
I mean you can see statistics and so on.
Right.
But like, did you guys face some issues where few things were not given to you guys? Let me say you go ask for like
Right,
something.
and you're treated differently, yeah. And I think with every experience that you have, you learn a lesson from that, right?
Right.
And so between the four of us, the lessons that we've learned and the guidance that we can provide, that's definitely one of those bonuses of coming along and joining us, right? We're all naturally leaders like that. And when we get together, you can feel that energy.
feel
So
that
at our
energy.
lunch party, like, people were just excited about that, and we want to just have more of that because that's an amazing feeling.
Let's talk about the launch party though. Like how many people came to that?
So it was at Fitzbooks on Ellicott, and we probably sold over about 70 tickets or so. And we had people who just bought tickets to support us because, starting up with all those fees and things like that, it was kind of a Kickstarter for us. And we had people who maybe didn't even know 100% what we were doing, but they knew us and they wanted to support us, and they know that we wouldn't put our name or ourselves into something that we didn't believe in, because we have a lot of people who know us and know us to the core and know that we're going to do some good and they want to be a part of it.
So just reputation is major then.
100%. And then between the four of us, like, we're well known and we're definitely powerhouses in all the things that we do, and we want to be able to share that,
Right.
People are always looking, they're like, well, what do you get out of that? We're not always looking to get things out of people. We genuinely want to help and empower and better the things around us.
And that's what I tell people, man. Also, just watching the circle you hang around with also plays a big role,
Yeah.
So like you guys, when people see all of you guys, they say, okay, we know they're not going to do anything wrong because we know who she is, and who she is.
Right.
So that also
Right.
is major,
And that's something that we take great pride in.
Right.
We've worked hard for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about the future plans with the business itself.
Yeah.
Have you guys looked into like bigger project and include like doing like community services in a way that you guys bring out like group of girls and
Yeah.
educate them about business, entrepreneurship, and so on?
Definitely that type of thing. So our first thing that we actually did together was on Earth Day. We partnered with Western New York Trash Mob and Community Canvases, and organized that, had it right in on the east side. We cleaned up Fillmore pretty well. It was a great feeling, we definitely have big plans of inviting other nonprofits to join us. And a lot of people are wondering, like, why would nonprofits partner up with small businesses or, It just makes sense. When you look at the community aspect of it, there's so many people who want to get involved, but they don't know how or what to do. And that's really something we want to be able to create a bridge to connect and generate that for people.
So how can people join the group? How can people be
Anybody's able to join. We're planning out some events, and we're going to map those out, trying to do those at least once or twice, once a month or every 2 months or so. Yeah.
Do they have to like sign up?
We're dabbling into that, and I feel like it's really hard to commit to a yearly subscription of something, right? Again, people are busy. So signing up for yearly things, we're going to offer lots of different opportunities in different ways to be able to make it accessible for everybody.
All right, and I mean you're here, so you're basically speaking for everyone.
Yeah.
What would your other fellow, let me say, teammates,
Yeah.
say about you if they were to describe you, the person you are, and so on?
They always appreciate my energy that I bring and the ideas that I have, and the intent that I have with everything that I do.
Nice.
There's a purpose to everything, and it's for the betterment of everybody.
Right, and one thing that kind of keeps you guys together is just that work ethic,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
being able to play your role. And so like in terms of like roles and so on, if we were to look at like the team, because team have a captain, have
Right.
so on. So
Yeah.
like where are you like in that
And
team?
what's nice about it is none of us are selfish. There are sometimes when, as a sports reference, like, you got to take the ball and run with it. Julia just had a baby. She's going to be taking time to be with her family and be a part of that. You know what I mean? No problem. Tisha and Tina, I have it. We're making meetings. We're making these connections. We're talking about our stuff. So it's a team effort. And that's what's really great about us. We make sure we take care of each other. And
Make
others.
sure you take care of each other.
Yeah.
And that kind of keeps your relationship even more healthier because,
Yeah.
like you mentioned,
Yeah,
just not
you
being
put your ego to the
selfish.
side, right? Like, it's a team effort.
Right, and you mentioned ego. So
Yeah.
can you describe more about like the ego? Like, what would you say ego is?
As a woman of a certain age, it's really something that I'm learning to embrace a little bit more and not be so. For so long, I've been taught to be humble, be whatever. But I'm proud of what I've created. I'm proud of what I'm going to be doing. And you have to recognize what you have as your skill and your strength and to be able to showcase that, right? If you're modest about it, you're not really comfortable in sharing that part, what are you doing? Why are you holding back? Because you're preventing from yourself from growing. And so I've learned a lot about myself over the years, and I think that's something that with age and experience that I've been able to really learn about myself and be able to share.
All right, that's amazing. I mean, shoot. Once you learn that, once you know how to set that aside, you're gonna go through a lot of things and achieve so many even bigger and bigger
Right.
things. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. Even for men itself, like when a man have too much ego, or they let their ego carry on, you know, they become, you know, menace to society. You know, people would never want to be around them,
Right.
never want to trust them or anything like that.
It's
so
like a balance, though, right? You have to recognize your greatness, but also you don't have to showcase and showboat it too
That's
much
it.
and throw it in people's faces. There's healthy ways to go about it and feel good about yourself to be able to share that with others. And I think that that's really the fine line that you have to be able to find for yourself.
That's a good way to put it. Be humble, but make sure you know
Yeah.
how to, you know,
Recognize your
how to
self-worth,
recognize-
you know, love
exactly.
yourself a little. I mean, if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others?
How you gonna take care of others? Makes sense. So one last thing I want to ask you though, because I like to ask every business owner and so on this question. So what message would you give to the young girls, young guys, everybody just growing up, like to be able to achieve few things in their lifetime? You know, like how can they manage their time and so on,
Right.
and how can they continue building healthy relationships with the people around them?
I think communication is everything. I mean, that's something I definitely teach my students and my players. Like anything, you have to be able to communicate. If you don't know how to do something, you have to be able to ask for help and be strong enough to ask for that. It takes a huge thing to be able to ask somebody for help. You know, you can't do it all on your own. And so that whole team concept of, you know, if you don't know something, be confident to ask for that so you can empower and better yourself, and then share that love with others. Lift other people up. We're only as strong as our weakest link over here. You have to be able to make sure you take care of other people as well. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't value these days. It's a very selfish society at times. Being able to find people who are like-minded, who have the same goals and missions as you can do so much when you have that pool, which is why we want to create what we have.
That's true. And also managing their time. How can they manage their time? Because I
I
know
think-
you're a busy woman. I don't know how you.
Sometimes do it a little bit when I'm sitting here preaching about self-care.
Right.
And knowing what your body and what your mind needs to succeed. I know there's only so much I can do during a day, and I have to shut myself down so I can get some rest, let my brain think, and so it continue powering on. As my dad always says, you got to let your engine idle once in a while.
Right.
And as much as I grind, I have to do that for myself.
You have to do that.
I think just time management and stuff, I think you just have to learn that along the way. I think you push yourself to a certain limit and you recognize, okay, I can only do it this far, and then I got to pull back, you know. I'm always constantly pushing myself to see what else I can do and achieve. And I feel like that's something that I want to make sure other people are building within themselves and getting from others as well. Like that drive, I don't know if it's something that everybody has or they want, but to be able to tap into that, you can achieve greatness if you can find that.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. Time management. Make sure you take care of yourself. Self-care. And even before, like after this, you're going to.
I'm going right to see my girl Kita at Yamastay on Delaware for a massage, a much needed deep tissue massage, because I hold all my shoulders and
I need a
she
massage.
tells me I book it with her. She's got magical hands. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, because I be in the gym a lot, so sometimes I'm like very sore.
Yeah, and you just hold all your stress and stuff in your body, and it's really important to be able to let that out and make sure you're primed and ready for everything.
That's true. That's true.
You know?
But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for part 2. I mean, we're actually at the end of it.
Yeah.
This was amazing. And I hope you guys learned something.
Yeah.
I mean, with your businesses as well. So
Make
just
sure you
wish all the
follow
best.
us. We're at Goodiebags on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Sheconnectshhub
Sheconnectshhub and at Goodie Bag, a Goodie Bag.
at Ohgoodiebags.
Oh, Goodie Bag.
Ohgoodiebags.
Ohgoodiebags. All right, make sure you guys follow them, and also make sure you like, share, and subscribe on this video. Thank you so much. This is Easy Pinch Out Podcast with.
Dotty Maylee.
All right, and we out. Let's go.